Let's go here. So there's 3 teams still in the mix for Kevin Durant. The Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, San Antonio Spurs, and the Houston Rockets. That's 4 teams. Whatever, math is hard. Been a long weekend. If you're talking about a deal with any one of these teams, we're talking about a couple of different players. But any trade in a Kevin Durant deal has to include, if you are trading Kevin Durant to the Rockets, to the Spurs, to the Heat, to the Timberwolves, these players have to be in the trade. They have to be. Kel'el Ware from the Miami Heat and multiple first-round picks. If you're trading Kevin Durant to the Miami Heat, you got to get Kel'el Ware, and you got to get a couple of first-round picks. Maybe it's just 2. If it's the Houston Rockets, you have to get Tyree Eason, the number 10 pick, and Jabari Smith. After the Desmond Bane trade, yes, Desmond Bane, good player, younger than Kevin Durant. He ain't worth 5 picks. He's just not, guys. Especially KCP, who's a good player. Maybe, obviously not the same player he used to be. He was a good player. If you do a trade with the Miami Heat, it's got to include Kel'el Ware. It's got to include first-round picks. If you do a trade with the Rockets, it's got to include Jabari Smith, Tyree Eason, and the number 10 overall pick. The Spurs, you got to get back Castle. You have to. And whether it's Castle, Jeremy Sohan, and the number 14th pick, whatever it looks like, you have to get Stephon Castle back. And then lastly, with the Minnesota Timberwolves, you got to get back Jaden McDaniels and Rob Dillingham. And a potential pick. Things got changed yesterday. Once Desmond Bane went for 5 first-round picks, the price for Kevin Durant went up. Sorry, yesterday's price isn't today's price. And now that we've seen that there's multiple teams bidding for Kevin Durant, I get it. He's not going to go for a Desmond Bane level package of picks because Desmond Bane is younger. But the difference in skill level right now isn't comparable. Kevin Durant dwarfs Desmond Bane. But a trade offer has to go up for a Kevin Durant deal after seeing the Desmond Bane trade. And I think right now, when you're talking about players, the number 1 trade target for the Suns has to be Kel'el Ware. It has to be. He is the most promising player out of any other player in a trade for Kevin Durant. And I think that's what the Suns should be looking at. And there's got to be picks attached alongside him. But last year, on 1.5 attempts, he shot 31% from 3. There is some levels there. He shot 55% from the field and nearly 70% from the free throw line. If that is his baseline, with the athleticism that he has, standing 7 foot, 230 pounds, he's a really interesting prospect. As long as the Suns get picks back as well with him. Because there's other bigger packages, but I'm looking for trying to get a star. And if you can get Ware from the Miami Heat, that is someone I think you can pair with Devin Booker, a little bit of a rim runner, definitely a bit of a lob threat, who can shoot the 3 ball and will get better at it. That's a guy you got to be targeting. And if you're talking with the San Antonio Spurs, Stephon Castle has to be in the trade. But overall, in a deal for Kevin Durant after the Desmond Bane trade, it has to be clear that the Kevin Durant price went up after Desmond Bane got traded. That dude is not worth 5 first-round picks and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's a good player. Once again, Desmond Bane's a good player and he's younger, but Kevin Durant, in terms of skill, absolutely dwarfs him. A deal for Kevin Durant, you have to get back Jabari Smith Jr. and the number 10 overall pick, or Stephon Castle and the 14th overall pick, or Kel'el Ware and a first-round pick. And if you're talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels and Rob Dillingham and a pick. That's what has to happen. That's what the Phoenix Suns need to get back for Kevin Durant. The price today is not the price yesterday. A lot of you guys understand that in the chat as well. As you guys are scaring me because Aaron is saying, did a trade happen today? No, it didn't happen yet to my knowledge. And also, I have in the chat, thank you, brother, for your $2 dono. I agree. Thank you, Orlando, for absolutely raising the price on one Kevin Durant. But that's what the Suns need to get back. It is no exception now. Where Dillingham, Stephon Castle, and picks, or where Dillingham, Jabari Smith Jr., Castle, and picks, that's what has to be the going rate at this point for one Kevin Durant. You have to get one of those players and maybe an asset or two, but the Suns cannot go into next season without one of those players and thinking about what they could be for the Suns later on in their careers. They have to get younger, they have to get more athletic, and to be able to add one of those players, whether it's Kel'el Ware, Stephon Castle, Jabari Smith Jr., or Rob Dillingham, plus assets attached to each of one of those guys in a trade for Kevin Durant, they have to get younger, they have to get more athletic. And for Kevin Durant, that's always got to be the case. It's always got to be the case. We cannot talk about a team who is not getting back a young asset. You need to be able to start to pair someone with Devin Booker. And you need to be able to potentially get your own Tyrese Halliburton in terms of a young player that you're stealing with a ton of skill from another team. That's just the going rate now for Kevin Durant. So when we talk about what the Suns need to get back in a deal, they got to get back one of these young, feisty players. Athletic, young, and we're not sure what their ceiling is. And when you talk about Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, you're like, those two guys can play. Probably really good role players. Rob Dillingham, you're not sure. Bit of a lottery ticket, so you need Jaden McDaniels as well. And you talk about Kel'el Ware, I think he's going to be awesome. Perfect player to match with Devin Booker. We need picks along with him as well. Stephon Castle, need him here, some filler, and the 14th overall pick. So when it comes to the Spurs, Rockets, Timberwolves, and Heat, you need to get back one of those players. You need to start getting younger and more athletic and twitchier offensively. And one of those guys all answer the bell. But they all need assets attached to them as well. Kevin Durant, at 37 years old, when the season starts, is starting a bidding market, and damn, that's pretty legendary as well to do at his age. But I feel like I'm going to be right here too, guys. I'm starting to believe the Suns are going to get more in a Kevin Durant trade, not less. And that's always been the case because Kevin Durant is a living legend. And honestly, I hope he also goes somewhere where he's got a chance to win a title because I do want to see Kevin Durant win another title. I don't think he has anything left to prove. He's one of the greatest players in NBA history. However, that's just what a deal needs to be for Kevin Durant.